This podcast is not affiliated with any Grand Lodge, and the ridiculous antics and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own. Should be dismissed immediately.
Hello and welcome to episode number 46, I think, of Studio 357 Masonic Podcast.
If you don't know, nobody knows.
Well, that's what my Google sheet tells me.
There might actually be a fan that's keeping track. In one of the in their jail cell, they've got the little marks that they keep.
You should have stopped it. There might actually be a fan.
Oh, you're right. That's true. That's true. Well, after tonight, there may not be any.
There may not be. We're trying something new, and this is not going to be the norm. Just situation dictated that we're...
it's just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We promise that'll be the end of the singing.
Oh, I didn't promise. He promised. I didn't promise. But I don't think we really started singing. That was pretty horrid.
Yeah. So as usual... Shout out to our show sponsors, which, by the way, we do not use to make money. I mean, yes, they do pay us. However, the money goes to equipment for the studio and then directly back to masonry.
And the Lambo. Oh, no, never mind.
If we made enough from our podcast to buy a Lambo.
Now, 100% goes back into the show. And we really appreciate the sponsors and the Patreon folks.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very cheap for advertisements, and it does work. Like I said, we're not getting rich, and we don't want to get rich. We don't want to profit from the show. It's just to help us get equipment to bring you a better show.
I disagree. I think we're getting rich, but it's not in the way that a lot of people
not
think.
Monetarily.
That's correct. I thoroughly enjoy doing this.
Yeah, it is fun. Which is why we're doing it with just the two of us. Just the two of us.
You broke a promise. Everybody saw that. He broke the promise. You're going to be up all night singing that song.
It's going to be an earworm that I'm never going to get rid of. I'll be watching the Huskers hopefully not get beat tomorrow, and I'll be singing it.
They're going to win. They're going to win.
I don't know. Michigan's tough.
1.5 points.
We're favored? Oh. They're favored 1.5?
Well, it was earlier in the week.
Well, Archie can kick 1.5 points. Times 2.
All right. Back to the sponsors.
Oh, yeah. Homeward Handyman Services. He does great work. He's a great mason. Easy to talk to. He's fair. He's well priced.
Which I saw him at Home Depot this week too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We met on a Sunday. That's how much he's working. He was getting supplies on a Sunday.
I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he said he was booked through December. And it's probably been a month since I've talked to him, so he's probably into January or February now. And
if you didn't see on Facebook, we did include one of his statements that he's one of the few people that actually openly puts these prices out there. So.
Yeah,
that's the kind of integrity that we love about him.
If you want to figure out how to get a hold of him, just go to our Facebook. We share everything that he shares. So, and then on to bricksmasons.com. They didn't formally want a commercial or anything. They just they came across our show and said, "Hey, we really like what you're doing. We'd like to support you." So they did, and so we made them a commercial. The Insurance Center, who sought us out also to advertise on the show. Corporal Dagan Page Foundation, who we do not charge anything for, obviously to help a great veteran foundation, and of course our Patreon supporters.
Yes, absolutely.
Who we've already discussed.
Yeah.
Which again, we appreciate those who do part with their money, and we do believe us. We understand how hard it is to earn your money, and that you decide to give some of it back. So what have you been up to, Jim?
What have I not been up to? This is day 7 in a row of something Masonic related. No, this is day 6. Tomorrow the picnic for the lodge would be day 7. So
I'm just saying that's self-inflicted.
It's self-inflicted, and I'm loving every minute of it. Would like a little bit more sleep because some of those events go late into the night, but
Yeah.
went through York Rite Festival. I get to help in one of the degrees, so not even a Royal Arch for a week yet, and I get to help with a degree, which was really neat. Got to do part of a Master Mason again this week, and yeah, I've been all over the place Masonically.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been up to, well, just earlier tonight, you and I tested the outer limits of our sound mixer.
As some of you may have noticed, we had a couple of episodes where there was a little bit of audio issues. We think we've got it all figured out.
I think so. If you're hearing this well, which in all of our test runs it came out well, so hopefully...
and we played around with phone call-ins, so that might actually improve.
My wife was the guinea pig.
She loved doing that.
She appreciated the 4 or 5 phone calls to upstairs. What have I been up to? I've been up to pulling the hair out that I don't have, trying to get everything scheduled for Gabe's Master Mason degree, which went.
It went.
It went.
It went.
It went.
It went. It's gone. It went.
You know what? He doesn't know the difference. It wasn't that bad.
It's so great to see somebody so excited about masonry go through that. I've got a couple degrees. I got one in York Rite that's really up there for me with Master Mason. But
yeah.
Master Mason, you can't beat that. And the memories that I've got of it, how great it was. It's just as great to watch somebody go through it and be that excited when you're done with it.
Yeah, he's very enthusiastic. He has, I don't know if this is public knowledge yet, but it's about to be. He has basically opened himself up to whatever position the master appoints him, he's going to jump in. So he's ready to jump in the line right away.
Very self-inflicted. I'm not going to tell him it's a good idea. I'm not going to tell him it's a bad idea.
No, I think if Heath ends up being elected master, I think he's going to be, pretty commonsensical about where he puts him. He's not going to throw him into senior deacon.
We could spend a whole episode debating on whether it is the correct thing to do to jump right in the line as a new Mason or to not do it. And I could tell you that it's a bad idea, but I did it, and I don't regret it. So again, we joke about it being self-inflicted, and as busy as I am, I love every minute of it. I wish there were more hours in the day, so I'm not going to fault the guy either way. But there is also a school of thought that you should sit out a year, learn as much as you can, take it easy, and then kind of put that foot into the pool and test the waters a little bit. So again. Yeah. Go either way.
Since we're on that subject, that could go either way.
Yeah.
You get a brand new Mason and you make him sit the sidelines and ride the bench for a year. How excited is he going to be about masonry?
Well, I don't think you keep him in that situation. I don't think you completely take him out of it. I was just thinking the other day that if I were the king of the world, if I were the master of the lodge, I would think that one of the neat things to try is with a newer Mason like that, brand new, freshly raised, give them a task such as find one thing, because you're brand new to the lodge. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen the way we do things. From your perspective, what is one thing we could improve for the next group, or what is one thing that we could make better in the lodge? And that gives them the perspective that we don't have, because the longer you're in the lodge, the further away you are from that new guy coming in.
Yeah.
And we talk episode after episode about getting newer and younger people in. That perspective of what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, that gives them that perspective, and then have them chair a committee. Come up with one idea, something that we can improve in this lodge. You're in charge of it. And just to make it fun, you put an old grizzled past master on there. You put one of your newer guys that's excited about it, And you don't set him up for failure, but that's teaching them leadership without actually being in the line.
Yeah, you put a more senior Mason in there with him as a guide.
Right.
You know?
Well, there in anything lodge related, you have to assume there's three sides to the story. There's what I see, what you see, and what the truth is. And so to get that other perspective and to be able to work with each other, I think that would be a great opportunity. But so you don't have to necessarily jump in the line to be of great value to the lodge.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
And I think you can keep them engaged without necessarily being in the line.
Yeah.
But our lodge is smaller, and so in both of my lodges, it's one of those things that we need as many people as we can to fill the chairs. It's not like we've got 300 people in the lodge and they're all fighting to fill those chairs. So
right.
There's that side of the story too.
Yeah, I always encourage guys to maybe jump in as a steward or something, because you're involved, kind of. You don't do much.
Well, it depends on the lodge. Every lodge has got a little bit different. There's some lodges where the stewards take care of the meals. They do the whole thing.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, it's lodge specific.
Mm-hmm.
Some lodges you're doing absolutely everything. You're cooking the meal. Some of them you're just overseeing the meal. It's up to the lodge to kind of decide. Traditionally, that's the role. That's what it should be. Traditionally,
so in our lodge, for our purposes at Beehive, it would be, you're there to check the door at opening. Really, unless you're doing degree or proficiency or something. But it's a good way to give them something to do. They have a job, right? They have a title, but they still get to see everything.
Right.
So, anyways, we had fellowship last night.
Absolutely.
while you were at Temple Board meeting.
Temple Board. Yep.
And Brother James showed up. James is he's one of our newest fellow craft.
Did he
Masons.
show off that artwork? Because I saw it at the Scottish Rite.
What artwork?
Oh, okay. Well, we can take that offline. But he brought in some artwork a couple meetings ago, and I think he was going to talk about it, and we never got to it.
Oh.
You talk to Tyson. I think he's got something that he's going to. I think he's got something. I don't know what it is, but I think he's going to present that.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Anyways, he asked Gabe. He's like, "What's it like to be a Master Mason?" And Gabe is like, "Man, the secrets are just oozing."
Something's oozing.
He's like, every time I turn my head, there's another secret of masonry. So he's got James all fired up to get his master.
That's cool. That's cool.
So we were kind of struggling over a topic to talk about tonight, and I thought a good icebreaker at 12 and a half minutes in. I had a text message out of the blue yesterday.
Is your extended warranty up to?
We are trying to talk to you. Don't cancel us, please. It's just an accident.
Wow.
So about maybe 7 years ago, I brought in a couple of guys that I worked with. Top line signed for them. They both came in, went through all 3 degrees, joined the shrine, and then they disappeared. Fell off the face of the earth. And still kept in contact with one of them. They're both good guys, but one's an exceptionally good man. Works hard. I want to say recently, he had a son that him and his wife tried for a long time to have kids, and then it finally happened for him, which was great. And he sent me a message the other day, and they've been demitted for, 6-7 years. And he says, "Hey, is there any chance I can get back in good standing with the Masons, or am I screwed?" I was like, "Oh, no, we can handle that." So he's going on vacation this week. They were leaving today. So I said, when you get back, you get a hold of me, and we'll go over what we need to do. So, God willing, and the creek don't rise, we're going to have a reinstatement petition.
That's very cool. We've actually got a couple over at Nebraska One that we've had a couple of brothers that are in the same kind of a situation, and have reached out. And I find that incredibly powerful, because I'm on the opposite end. Obviously, I just started up. I'm going full bore. But the idea that Masonry is such a positive and powerful influence in people's lives, that circumstances happen. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with someone that has to step away for whatever reason. We make it painfully obvious from the beginning that your family comes first, your vocation comes first, your church comes first. So if those kind of things, we don't want to say they get in the way of Masonry, but if they are preventing you from practicing Masonry, no problem with it at all. But it should be a positive note that these people remembered the good times they had. They want to get involved in it. Their circumstances have changed so that they can. That's wonderful. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he said, it's time to fill my circle with good men.
Perfect. And I wonder how many people are out there that are thinking about it, and they're hesitant. But I don't remember everything. I don't remember the lines. I don't remember the passwords. I don't remember the different signs. Don't let any of that get in the way. We're so excited to get you back that with put on a rusty trowel degree, they call it. That show the guy the stuff that they don't remember. It's not, you don't have to go through all of it all over again, and it'll come back. It's like anything. It's like riding a bike. But
I should probably put that on silent, huh? Hell, half the damn time I don't remember the word. You get
half the time.
Well, what I'm saying is, say if we have somebody come to our lodge, and a lot of times we're opening an EA, right? Because we have so many newer Masons, and not an EA, but say Fellowcraft, and they go to collect the pass. Well, some guys don't know it because how long has it been since they've been to a Fellowcraft meeting? Some lodges don't even do that.
And I'm not going to give any words away, but they're not words that you use ever anywhere. So outside of a lodge, outside of a tiled lodge, you don't use those words.
Right.
So I understand why it would be easy to forget.
So I think at least an icebreaker topic is bringing Masons back, and how that ties into the conversation that you and I have had at some length, at least, about men and loneliness and the need for camaraderie.
Yeah.
That'll at least get us started.
Well, and that's a good subject. We've actually had some conversation in our lodge. Some of the social media posts that have come out of our lodge about loneliness, and there was actually, I was surprised, there was a little bit of pushback, or not pushback. There was a little bit of concern about what we were putting in there, and so I with that concern in mind, the first thing I want to point out is that we're not a society that is made to bring in broken men necessarily. We're looking for good men, but that doesn't mean that good men don't get lonely.
Well, it also doesn't mean that good men can't be broken.
Right.
I'm broken as shit.
I get that, but there comes a point where you want to make sure that we're looking for good men. We want to make sure we're guarding the West Gate. We love to have good men come in, but there comes a point where some people, we're not the right place for them necessarily.
Oh yeah, certainly.
So I say that because there was a little bit of concern, and I understand that, but I know, I feel that. I can't believe that a lot of other men don't feel that loneliness. A good chunk of it, I think, has come from COVID, and that we've pulled back. A good chunk of it, I think, has come from our entertainment options, because most entertainment forms do not involve any sort of social interaction anymore. You sit at home and you watch TV. You sit on a computer and you're on the internet. You play video games. Now I understand the social interaction can be on the video games. You can talk to each other. It's not the same thing as having face-to-face contact.
Right.
It's not you're not getting that handshake. You're not getting that hug. You're not getting any sort of physical anything. And I think that's what a lot of guys are hurting for right now, is just to be able to have somebody that has some common beliefs that they can hang out and just be guys. And I think that's something that our society has had forever, and it's just disappearing. We don't have that time alone with just to be guys.
What about guys are supposed to just bury that shit really deep?
I'm not 100%. I struggle with the toxic masculinity idea. I know that it's a bad thing, but the way that I was raised, you bury that kind of stuff. So that's something I've got to work on, and it's actually depending on the lodge you visit. We talk about the different flavors. There's a couple of lodges, including Beehive, where Beehive's one of the few lodges that I've been in. I walk in, the guys give me a hug when I walk in, which is great. So I'm working towards that. I'm trying to be better in that. But you still, even if you had that, you go back generations, the guys are just hanging out with the guys. Even if you're not getting that, you're not getting the physical side of it. You're not getting opening up about your emotions. You're still hanging out with the guys.
Yeah.
And there's a place for that, and there has been for centuries. Obviously, for centuries, the guys just to be around each other. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely something that's needed. The one thing that I'll talk about that made my week, and I'm not going to call him out, but there's an older gentleman that I know doesn't listen to this, but he's in one of the lodges that he lights up every time I walk in to see him. He's in his 90s. I have so much fun being around him. He's so excited and just such a great guy, and we love to give each other a hard time. I look forward to seeing him, and you know, he's 40 some years older than I am, and we've got that connection.
Nice.
That's the kind of things that I look forward to. Go to the Scottish Rite. I can think of another older gentleman that we can't look at each other without giving each other crap, and that to me that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you know, that makes my day, and I as much as we talk about the self-inflicted, I that's what I want every day, is to go see those guys and give each other crap. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a different kind of love than I get at home. I mean, I get crap at home too, but from my wife and kids, and I deserve it. But,
and apparently at the grocery store.
And at the grocery store. We're not going to talk about that.
Are you sure?
It was on the list. I know it was on the list. But yeah, that's the kind of that's what's keeping me going and wanting more. And it's it is that camaraderie, but it's also it goes beyond, you know, at work there's great people there. I get along with them, but there's not that camaraderie, that being able to,
not that connection.
Not that connection. And we've got a lot in common. I mean, we do the same job, but it's not the same.
Yeah. So I'm slowly coming around and changing obviously we're always working on that perfect ashlar, right? Historically, I've buried a lot of things, and now working with I don't know if she's a psychologist or psychiatrist or something with the VA, whatever she is. She's a doctor of something. Starting to unpack the PTSD stuff. I'm realizing now the value of having that support system. I mean, I opened up a little bit last night at fellowship, and then, you know, a year ago I'd had never done that. Mm-hmm. But it felt good knowing that even though they may not have understood, they made me feel like they understood.
Sure.
You know, and that's something I don't think you're going to just walk into any room and get. unless you're in a room full of brothers.
Again, I would put the caveat that it depends on the brother. It depends on the lodge, because there's some lodges that aren't that way. There's some that are overly that way.
Mm-hmm.
We just happen to be, Beehive just happens to be one of them that yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that the other lodges, there's anything wrong with them, because it doesn't matter what lodge I've been in. I've had that feeling that if I needed any man in that room to help me with something,
Right.
they were right there. I didn't even have to ask for it. So just because you're more open in one lodge versus another doesn't mean that they don't care for you, they don't love you, they don't want to see what's best for you. But yeah,
just a different avenue.
It is. And again, I that's one of the things that I love and appreciate about Beehive, is the fact that you go in and I had an uncle that was that way. He was one of my favorite uncle, to be honest, and he would always hug me and tell me that he loved me. One of the only grown men that was around that would do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I strongly believe that that's something that I need. So.
Yeah, that's what I need. I would be lost, and I think it's part of it is adapting to the younger generation as well. Like the younger generation, that's more of the Gen Z wheelhouse, right? You're more in your feels and more expressive about your feelings. I think it's just one little tool in the toolbox to help adapt.
But again, going back to the loneliness question, it's just a matter of finding the lodge, because if that's something you're ready to do, if that's something you're working towards, there's a lodge for that. If you're not open, if you just miss hanging out with the guys and you don't want the touchy-feely kind of stuff, there's a lodge for that.
Yep.
And I don't want to say either one of those is wrong, because like I said, I've been into all sorts of different lodges like that, and I have a great appreciation for all of them. It's just kind of what your flavor is.
Yeah.
I really think people, if you're lucky enough to be in an area where there's a lot of lodges, like Omaha or some of the other cities, look around. There's a group for you.
Because what do we have in Omaha? Is there 17 lodges, I think, in Omaha?
I'm not sure.
In the metro area, I think something that number sticks in my head for some reason. But yeah, and you're right, it's all different levels of, I'm going to say intimacy, but really, I guess that's kind of what it is. Different levels of affection, I guess.
And go more than once. Don't visit a lodge and judge them entirely on that, because I mean, think about it. If you walk into a group of strangers, it takes a little bit for everybody to get accustomed to each other and to kind of learn how they are. So, give it a couple good tries. If you're interested in a lodge, they'd be more than happy to visit with you a few times or attend their events a few times. There really is no rush to join any of them, especially if you're coming back. If one thing that I've heard stories of is people that left the lodge for whatever reason. Maybe there was somebody that they didn't get along with. Maybe there was a political question. I mean, we're not perfect people, so sometimes that happens.
What?
But if you're gone for a while and you come back, it's not the same lodge.
Right.
It may be the same lodge building. There may be a few of the same guys around even, but lodges change completely. And if there was a negative problem, if it was bad enough, people left, new people came in. You know.
That's what I'm so excited about this guy to come back to lodge. Is when he left, our lodge didn't have a feel. We were just a lodge. It was, we'd show up, we'd pay the bills, we'd maybe plan a fundraiser a year, and we go home. We didn't used to have dinners before meetings. So now there's a whole, like, we're bringing the brotherhood back.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really excited when I hear about somebody wanting to come back.
Yeah. And even though I probably have zero direction on his decision doing that, but I'm going to take responsibility for that. It makes me feel good. that it makes me feel like we're doing something at least in the right direction. Because like we're friends on Facebook. He sees me repost stuff from Lodge, and that we're being active, and that we're bringing new guys in, and that we're doing raffles, and we're out in the community doing this or that. I mean,
I right now my feeling is, and I've got nothing to back it up, but my direction, my everything that I've got is saying what in the lodge that in both the lodges I'm in, I've seen where if you get on a Facebook page or you get on a web page and it looks like there's no events going on, nobody's updated that page. It looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're not doing anything. So I've been pushing to try to get as much out there of the stuff we're doing. I'd like to see more stuff go on. But the stuff that we're doing, we need to get that updated. So if your lodge has got some sort of, well, first off, if you don't have a Facebook or socials or anything like that, you don't exist. Because nobody knows what we do. Nobody's paying attention to the outside of the building. They don't know that you exist. But if they can get on a page and see, hey, these guys look like they're having fun,
mm-hmm.
or hey, these guys are making a difference in themselves and in the community, I think that's a big thing. So I would like to think that there's going to be a resurgence in the lodge. I think a Beehive has shown that, getting a little bit of that social media out there so people know what's going on.
Yeah.
Again, there's great examples out there. Mercer, Mitzvah, a lot of those lodges, their social media, you can look and go, wow, that looks like fun. I wonder what that's all about.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a big part of getting some of the people. I know that some of the people that have talked about coming back to Nebraska One looked at the social media and said, well, it looks like you guys are doing stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know that we're doing a whole lot more than they were before. We're just showing people that that's what's going on. So if you realize, if you're somebody in a lodge and realize that you don't have a social media presence, be that person that gets online, learn how to post some pictures. Just show that you're doing something. Because if you're not showing you're doing something in their site, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, and it's easy. It's so easy to set up a Facebook page and have 2, 3, 4 administrators on there.
Yeah.
And that way you guys can all post pictures. Super easy to do. You don't have to be the one guy that goes to everything to take pictures. You don't have to be the only guy that makes the post. You can share responsibilities. I
think that's been the hardest thing in Nebraska One. We've talked about that, is remembering to take the pictures, because everybody's having such a good time.
Right.
So we've kind of made it a deal that whoever thinks of it first, take as many pictures as you can and kind of spread that around. And it's not that we're going to show. We're not doing that to show off. It's not to take credit for charity, things like that. But we have to have a presence out there. We have to show that we're doing something.
Yeah.
Mitzvah is a prime example of it. As they're constantly showing the stuff they're doing, the grow and everything else they're doing. I give props to the social media master over at Mitzvah.
I will too. Worshipful Brother Patrick Smith. You do one heck of a job.
Yeah.
We should all strive to be as good with social media as he is.
Especially, well, I'm not going to get on that soapbox, but especially right now when there's such negative news, and I feel strongly that there's a negative internet presence about Masonry. We need to do everything we can to show the positive side.
I'm glad you touched on that, because that's where I was going to go.
Yeah, we've been quiet for so long, and we're not going to fight with anybody about it, but we need to show what we do.
Yeah. We should have got there first, but now we're playing catch up.
Yeah.
Should have got there before all the evil sayers and that were worshiping the devil and all this other.
I had my first social interaction online about an event going on, and somebody posted, "It sounds satanic. It's a birthday party." I don't know how that gets satanic, but okay.
I have no response to that.
I didn't either, other than delete.
Sounds satanic.
Yeah.
Good times. Oh, by the way, we're just going to kind of throw the commercials in here wherever.
Your one-stop Masonic marketplace. You are the hero of this journey. We want to proudly stand behind you every step of the way. We want to enable you to go the extra mile in your Masonic travels. We want you to look your very best on every occasion. Investing in high-quality regalia shouldn't be a burden. We know you want to be better. We know you want to make a difference. We don't think you should compromise. Be your best. Visit bricksmasons.com today. Demonstrate that love never ends through the commitment to support past and present service members, the communities that surround them, and the loved ones of those whom we will never forget. Visit deganpage.org for more information.
Hi, listeners. I'm Brother Samuel.
I'm Brother Gabriel,
And I'm Brother Ryan.
and we're the hosts of the Third Degree Masonic Podcast. We hope you're enjoying Studio 357 as much as we are. If you're looking for further knowledge on Masonic topics, then check us out on the same platforms as Studio 357. And remember, craftsmen,
Keep your working tools in order.
And always be on the level.
now let's get back to Studio 357.
At Homeward Handyman Services, we pride ourselves on being honest and giving every job the attention it deserves. Owned and operated by a master mason with 2 decades of expertise in home repair. We are bonded and insured, and we carry the highest standards when it comes to taking care of your home. Whether you need a faucet changed or a light remodel, we can take care of your home improvement needs. Call Michael at 402-915-0824 today for a free estimate.
When it comes to something as important as insurance, it's imperative that you work with an agency who has an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. We are completely independent agents, and we work for your best interests. We are Mason-friendly. We have locations in Fremont and Elkhorn. We provide policies for virtually all of your personal and commercial needs, including health and dental. Visit our website at www.theinsurancecenterinc.com. We're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to take an hour-long commercial break?
We're going to take an hour-long commercial break. We'll just keep rolling.
Oh, okay.
Until we feel like we're talked out.
Okay.
So what else you want to talk about? Are you talked out?
No, I'm not, not talked out yet, and I still got something to drink. So.
I haven't even taken a drink yet.
Well, you should probably take a drink,
I should.
or you're going to run out of words. If you take enough drinks, you'll get lots more words. They might be artistic words. They might be
Cursive?
well, that might be cursive, but yeah. So you're approaching the end of your year as master.
Oh, yeah.
What do you look to do in the future? What does that look like? Because I hear about a lot of past masters that just walk away from the lodge. They've had enough, and so they take off. What's it look like for you? What's your plan?
So I've heard there's 3 to 4 paths that most people take, and I'm gonna stay re-engaged. Stay re-engaged. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. What does that mean?
I'm not walking away. I'm not going to walk away from lodge. I've already committed to being chaplain, which is customary in our lodge at Beehive. To the immediate past master goes to chaplain.
So he's right beside the
Yep.
Yep.
Can help coach lines, or this is what needs to happen next, or whatever.
Well, if
Not-
it's coaching lines, what are you doing there?
Right, exactly. But at Lodge, Lodge completes me. It really does. It makes me feel better, being around people that I know care.
Traditionally, the past master steps away a little bit to give room for the new master to do his thing. Do you think in your circumstance, specifically because we're assuming that your son will be master next year, is that going to be difficult to do?
Absolutely not.
No?
He's his own man. He can do anything however he wants.
So when he does something that you don't like, how are you going to handle that?
It's his show.
Okay.
He does a lot of things I don't like.
I think I may be wrong in the fact of what state it is, but I'm pretty sure that I'd heard that it was Maine, the Grand Master of Maine. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am. But they've got a tradition where the Grand Master, once he serves his year, he immediately goes back and serves as the junior steward. Grand
heard
junior
that.
steward.
I heard that.
And no matter where it's at, I thought that was kind of interesting for a few reasons. For one, it keeps them involved,
Mm-hmm.
but symbolically, it moves them from the east to the west, again, depending on your lodge, from the east to the far west. And we talk about being on the level, but when it comes to the ranking of the officers, you're going from the top to the bottom of the line again.
Right.
I think that's amazing. We don't necessarily do that here. I mean, you could, but I think that's a great idea.
The Marine Corps has a similar aesthetic to it in boot camp. So when you get to boot camp, when I went in, it was 13 weeks in 3 phases, basically a month apiece. And the first month, phase 1, you're just kind of learning how to wear your uniform, how to march, some practical application, some knowledge. Second phase is all field training, how to shoot a rifle, shooting technique, orienteering courses at nighttime and flares and shooting machine guns and all that cool shit. And the third phase, now you're big dogs on base, right? Your uniforms are crisp, you're looking good, you're marching well, everything is snap and pop. And the night before graduation, well, actually the whole day before graduation, the drill instructor's job is to break you back down, to prove to you that you are not the top dog on campus. So you unroll your sleeves, you unblouse your trousers, you button your top button, you pull your cover your hat down over your ears, so you look like the guys that came in day 1. And it is so, I don't even know it's heartbreaking. Because you spent 13 weeks busting your ass. And then what they do is you come back from chow, and there's Mount Suribachi in the squad bay. So they take all of the mattresses and footlockers, and they make a pile in the middle of the squad bay, and you have 30 seconds to un-F it. And of course you can't do it in 30 seconds, so you pile it back up and you start over. And we call them FF games, and you play that until it's the wee hours of the night, and then pretty soon everybody just says, "We'll just clean it up and hit the rack." But it's and the whole time you're thinking, tomorrow we're graduating, so really, how bad can it get? You understand it's a psychological game, but I found the similarity in that you go from the top to the bottom.
Well,
but then ultimately,
or there's another Masonic thing we won't get into, but thinking you're the top and actually not being there, that's I see that.
But the similarity really lies in after all those games the night before graduation, you ultimately realize that you are a United States Marine, and so it's similar. You realize that you are still a Master Mason. See, I brought that full circle. You didn't think I could do it, did you?
Oh, I figured you could circle around again and again and again.
That's about all I can do is go in a circle.
I think it's more of a swirl.
like a tidy bowl.
What do we got a text from one of the viewers?
We got a text from our grand custodian.
Oh, anything exciting?
He's on vacay.
That would be that'd be nice. I didn't know you get vacations.
He went
from
somewhere hot.
Bermuda.
Arizona.
Oh,
It just sounds hot.
I've only been once,
I've never been there.
and it wasn't southern Arizona either. So actually, it was in January, and there was snow at the Grand Canyon. So
That'd be cool.
no,
No?
I've
Wasn't that cool?
as many years as I've spent in snow, I'd rather go where there's not snow when I go on vacation.
Yeah, I don't mind no snow. I just don't want hot. Like, I don't know why people go to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't know that I would enjoy that either. The humidity. I'm not a human.
Yeah,
Humidity
the
is-
humidity is. I'm a rather robust man, and I sweat a lot.
I know the feeling. But I'm sure they don't want to hear about that.
I sweat in places. No, never mind.
No. So you're going to stay engaged, but you have. What about any other appendant bodies? You got any interest in anything like that?
You know, that is purely financial driven. That's what took me so long to join the Scottish Rite.
Elaborate on that.
That's just another set of dues I got to pay.
I got you. Okay.
You know, I'm already paying dues for the shrine that I'm really not active in.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. To me, it would be less about the dues than the time commitment, because none of the dues are horrible.
No, I think the shrine is $150, something like that.
Is that the same at every shrine, or is that just
No.
or do they get a, yeah, okay, all right,
Nope, they're like lodges. They're all individual.
yeah. For me, it's more about the time commitment.
Yeah, I would like to do the York Rite. I don't know what the dues are, but then it's, you know, everything you join, they want you to be active, and so I guess it is not purely financial, but it mostly financial.
Yeah, I guess I got a little bit different spin in it. To me, it's more about the time at this point.
Well, I don't
don't-
make Jim Gill money.
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm loaded. I'm loaded. No, it's more about the time, because I would love to support all of these organizations, and it's like Most Worshipful Stratman said that, you know, we get into a position where we support this, and we love the idea of what you're doing. Here's my dues money, and I just don't have any time to commit to it. So now I did join the York Rite, and I am having a good time, but I haven't buried myself in degree work or anything else yet. So we'll talk about that later and see how much self-inflicted pain I've caused myself.
Well, and see, that's the other aspect too, is I have yet to master any part of Blue Lodge degree work, or ritual.
Oh, I know what you could work on when you get done with your year.
Do tell.
You could pick apart and learn it.
I probably will.
We've got that on tape.
It will probably not be master.
Okay. You don't have to commit on what it is, but there's all sorts of parts in there for you to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You think you'll get more involved in the shrine?
Probably not.
No?
For me, the shrine is not what it used to be as far as the way it makes me feel. Like, it used to be a lot of fun, and it's just not, for me, where I'm at in my life right now, it's just not as much fun as it was. There's a lot of things that aren't as much fun as they were, but
Getting out of bed?
getting out of bed and having my body hurt all the time. It's not service connected.
That's funny.
Yeah, except it's not.
You're so old.
You're not far behind. I really hope the audio doesn't suck on this, because otherwise we've wasted a lot of time.
Was it really a waste?
No.
I mean, isn't this what we're supposed to be doing?
That's what we would do anyways. We just have microphones.
That's right. Nobody else will be listening to it. You didn't turn on the light either.
That's okay. It's not even on camera.
Well, this is riveting. This is riveting.
Our listeners
audio.
are
Yes.
on the edge of the seat, or they're driving off into the ditch right now.
I was gonna say, they're not on the edge of the seat. They're at the edge of the bridge. We'll see if we've still got anybody listening after this.
If you're still listening at this point, drop us a message.
Right? Yeah. Let us know. Maybe we'd be interested.
So, Jim, what's your favorite aspect of the craft?
You know, I would rephrase that. So, because it's the same answer every time we ask the question, what's your favorite? It's the brotherhood.
Right.
And so I think that you have to take that brotherhood out. But for me, it's so many things. For me, it's I can't get away from the brotherhood part of it. It's the friendship. It's the laughing. For me, I'm the type of guy that I just like to have a good laugh.
You don't say.
And I take, it doesn't matter how serious the situation is. I'm gonna bust a joke. I'm gonna try to get somebody to laugh. Giving each other a hard time. That's the kind of guy I am. But I've got the side of me that likes a challenge. So the ritual work, it's not necessarily that I'm not that great at it. I'm not amazing at it. I do pretty good, but I enjoy the challenge of it. And so I'm constantly trying to get better at it and get better at it. I'm never going to be word perfect. I've tried. I can't get it word perfect, but I'm going to keep trying. And that challenge part of it. This is the first organization I've been in my life where I've walked into it and I've got a vision of how great it could be. It is great, but there's things to work on. And so a lot of times I've been in groups where this isn't for me, but there's things that I've got a vision that I can see. God, wouldn't it be great if we could do this? And so I'm extending myself out there. I'm trying to do different things to tweak things in our lodges and wherever I'm at. Why don't we try this? Let's do this a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so that's something I enjoy. I enjoy the history of it. I've always been a big fan of U.S. history.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk about U.S. history without bringing up Freemasonry. No. You can't look at a picture or a painting from the 1700s and not see something Masonic in that picture. So I love the history of it. But yeah, the brotherhood. That is my favorite part of it. The emotions involved in the degrees. To be able to be involved in something and you just sit back and go, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot, especially in today's Hollywood. You don't get a lot of moments where you go, wow, that just...
Oh, excuse me.
Ooh.
That was a big yawn. The VA changed my meds up, so my sleep pattern is all screwed.
I don't have that excuse. I'm just burning the candle at both.
Because I know my boss doesn't listen to this. I might have fell asleep at my desk yesterday. I don't know if it was 3 seconds or 3 minutes, but I fell asleep.
I know the feeling. I think I just fell asleep in this podcast just a couple minutes ago.
So if you're driving and listening, please stay awake.
Pull over to the side of the road if you're listening to this. We don't want you to fall asleep at the wheel.
Again, I would like to stress this is not going to be our normal
format. Maybe we need to put a safety disclaimer before you send out this. Don't listen to this while you're driving.
Honestly, this has been one of the more fun episodes.
It's been a change up.
It's just different.
I really like the new format with the way everything's set up. It's more conversational. We get to have fun. Yeah, this has been a fun episode for us. I don't know about anybody listening, if there's still anybody listening, but for us it's been fun.
Well, the feedback that we do get, which we don't get much, leave us some feedback. Whatever platform you're listening
Just
on.
don't put that this sounds satanic.
Right. Because then Jim is going to delete you.
That's right, delete that.
But yeah, give us some feedback, whether it's on our socials or on the whatever platform you're listening on or watching on Spotify or YouTube. Leave us a comment, something. It's always nice to know that somebody's out there.
Well,
anybody out there?
And even this week, I had somebody stop and say, "Hey, how's it going?" It's good. How's the podcast? Oh, it's going great. Just to know that somebody out there is actually watching and knows who we are from the podcast.
Yeah.
More importantly, we want to know if you're hearing what you like, if we need to change things up a little bit. We're not going to change it up. We just want to hear if people are actually enjoying this as much as we are.
Yeah, we have no plans to quit. It's just nice to know that we're doing it and somebody appreciates it.
Yeah.
Could be one guy. Could be 100 guys. Who knows?
Could be no guys.
Could be no guys. You're such a glass is totally empty kind of guy, Jim. That's usually my job.
Oh, well, just saying, we don't know who's listening.
That's fair.
Hopefully after this one we will. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll get the feedback. Yeah, guys, don't do that again.
If one guy's listening and 100% of them give feedback, that means we have one feedback.
You mean 100% feedback?
I'm being optimistic.
Yeah,
100% feedback is a good track record. Those are good metrics.
Those are metrics. I don't know if they're very effective metrics. But
No, it is. So Spotify and YouTube in particular are very, very bad about their analytics. Everything else that we're on through our RSS feed, they are, like if you're in a particular small town or something and you're listening, it will tell us what town you're in, but it drops a pin on like a public area, like a lake or a park or something. So we know generally what town or city you're in.
This sounds like some Big Brother is watching kind of stuff.
Well, and it's only if you've.
We're the Masons. We can do that kind of stuff. We can find where you're at, right?
Yeah. You know, like when you download an app and you give the app permissions. Well, part of that is it tracks your location.
No, I don't give permissions.
Well, then you don't use the app.
I'm an Apple guy.
Oh, you're one of those.
I'm one of those guys.
One of those Apple guys.
Ask app not to track.
But yeah, you still give it permissions.
It depends on.
Did you read the permissions?
Oh, absolutely. I read every one of those user agreements, all
lying
16
ass.
pages.
But anyways, it drops a pin to a generalized location. Like we don't know where your house is. We can tell what town you're in, and that's about it. We do have a listener in Lower Manhattan, which is interesting. It's a long ways away from Nebraska. We also have Singapore, a consistent listener in Hong Kong, which I'm pretty sure you don't want to have anything to do with masonry in China.
That I don't know. I can't speak to that at all. I
don't know either. It's just a feeling that I get that maybe communism doesn't like masonry.
I don't know.
They are communists still, right?
I believe so. But again, there's different communists too, so I don't know.
Different ones?
Sure.
Enlighten me, brother.
Well, there's not all of them are against everything. China's more open now than it used to be. The economy's opened up a little bit more, and so I don't know. I mean, there's other countries it could be a lot worse to be a Mason in.
Oh, I'm sure,
There's
yeah.
quite a few of the Middle Eastern countries. I know it's pretty bad, but yeah. Communist Cuba is not the same as communist China, not the same as communist Russia was. They were all a little bit different. That'd be same as saying every democracy is the same. That's not true. So,
Or every republic. Like the United States.
anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along.
What else you want to talk about?
Let's talk about No, I had it. It's coming back to me.
Come on, Joe. You can do it. You can do it.
Recently, I've been on a kick, and my wife and Heath, they're both 100% in on this kick too, and Heath's girlfriend. We really, really enjoy going to antique stores and hunting Masonic items.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't call this a kick. I would call it an addiction.
Honestly, if I walk out of an antique store with a box or two of Masonic items and I have spent $250, that's a good day, because you know what? We rescued that shit from people that don't need to have it.
Oh, I guess I don't have Joe Evans' money. I can't.
Right. No, I found, we went to one in Lincoln a couple weeks ago, and I found 7 fezzes in one antique store. And they're all different, all from different shrines. Along with numerous, we always find lapel pins and tie tacks, and we found a newspaper article showcasing, the front page headline was about a DeMolay event that was really cool. We found a 1925 ritual book from New York that is completely written in English. So I'm a little intrigued by that. I'd like to do some research.
For the non-Masons that might be out there wondering, they're all in English, but the ritual is ciphered in a way that most people would not be able to just open it up and read it. You kind of have to be taught how to read it. What Joe's saying is that is not ciphered, so that's what would make it unusual.
It is an uncoded book. It is completely typed out in plain English. So that's intriguing. And although it differs a little bit from our ritual, and it would from state to state anyways, but certainly over 100 years, you would think ritual would change little bits here and there.
I've heard it's changed, depending on where you're at, it's changed quite a bit in some places. But,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we've found Scottish Rite caps, and honestly, I buy stuff that I don't necessarily want. We bought some guy's 32nd degree certificate. It was in a frame, and they had it hanging on a wall. I have no use for that, but I don't want some schmuck that walks into an antique store to buy it. It should belong to a Mason.
So, am I making it up in my mind, or did you post that you would rescue stuff like that if there's anybody out there that's got some of it to get rid of?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's in my cable tow, and if you've got stuff that, certainly, my goodness, don't let it go to Goodwill or, I imagine a fair amount of this stuff is stuff that was in a storage unit, that the guy passed away, and obviously you can't pay for the storage unit if you're gone. So it gets auctioned off, and these people go in there and buy it, and then they put it up in antique stores. We went on vacation to Nashville, Tennessee, and we spent half of our vacation in antique stores down there. And we found some solid stuff.
What is the definition of an addiction, people? here's an interesting spin on it. So we had a conversation with worshipful brother Hal Cottrell. He's in the Scottish Rite. I'm not sure if you know him. He's secretary over at Bellevue. He was in a situation where he was at a bank, and the banker's got a Masonic ring on. And Hal asks him if he's a Mason. Kind of asked him if he's a traveling man. He had no idea what that meant. So he says, you got on a Masonic ring? And he said, no, that's my grandpa's. No, that's a Masonic ring. He says, it's a letter A. No, he says that's a Masonic ring. I've seen on Reddit questions about people wearing grandpa's ring when they're not a Mason. How do you feel about that?
I'm a little torn on this. Honestly, I think if that was your grandpa's ring, and that is a way for you to remember your grandpa, I'm okay with it. That's between you and your grandpa. Now, wearing it and claiming to be a Mason, there's where I have a problem. Although wearing that ring every day is a constant reminder that your grandpa was a Mason, as long as you don't think it's a letter A, would be, in my eyes, would be a constant reminder that you probably loved your grandpa very much and thought he was a good man, and there's a reminder that he was a Mason.
Well, and I think the important thing, and credit to Hal, if you get in a situation like that, don't raise hell about it, because there might be a possibility that when this individual finds out that grandpa was a Mason, might be interested in Masonry if you're not an ass.
Yeah.
If you actually show what a Mason should be, they might actually be interested in finding out more about it.
Or if he finds out that his grandpa's name didn't start with an A.
That might be a little bit different story. Well, here's the $1 million question. If you're okay with somebody that's not Mason wearing the ring for that reason, points in or points out?
Well, it depends on how you want to read the letter A, Jim.
Am I reading it or am I showing it to you?
Are you giving a spelling lesson, or do you need to learn how to spell?
And is that A in plain English, just like your cipher? Or?
How does that even? That doesn't even look like an A.
It does if it was small enough. I'll give
okay,
them credit.
yeah.
You're small enough.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, just found that interesting situation. I haven't been, but I have a real problem in that I am so oblivious to everything in the world most of the time that I don't notice people's rings. I don't notice
either.
things like that. I don't wear rings, so I don't think about it. You know, it's constantly people asking. My wife does that. Are they married? How the heck would I know? Well, did they have a ring on? I didn't look.
You're married and you don't have one.
I do. It's in a drawer at home. I'm not going to lose it. I know exactly where it's at. So
I wear silicone ones because, given my line of work, I'd like to keep the flesh on my finger.
that's what I did for years, and now as an office guy, I don't have that excuse anymore. But my wife knows that I have a tendency to take it off, and I'll sit and spin it, and it, just like a little top. And it's constantly falling off the table on the floor, and I do that enough times. She's like, "Okay, put it away. You're not going to lose that."
It's your fidget spinner.
That's my fidget spinner. And so I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get a Masonic ring, but I can guarantee you that I will not have a Masonic ring to wear until I start wearing that wedding ring again. And so therein lies the rub. I could get a Masonic ring and I could wear it, but I won't need the other one anymore if I just start doing that. So.
Mary's good for you.
I'm not a jewelry guy. I don't. It just drives me nuts to have anything.
Usually the only time, so I actually gave Brother Gabe my Masonic ring when we raised him the other day, just because Heath didn't want it. He had no interest in it, and I don't wear it much anymore. I did start looking at past master rings, though. You know, and I would only wear it to, you know, maybe to Grand Lodge or maybe to ritual work or something. But
well, I understand the purpose in it and wearing it out in public, and it is a great conversation piece. So there is that. I just need to get more clothing that's got Masonic stuff on it. I've got a whole lot of Husker shirts. I got quite a few Harley shirts, so it's about time to start getting more Masonic shirts.
There's a lot out there. A lot of neat designs. What do you think? Should we quit boring our fans so that they come back?
There's not anybody listening.
No,
anymore.
nobody's still listening. We'll just keep going.
No, we'll wrap it up. We'll put them out of their misery.
Should we wrap? It's after 9 o'clock here.
Holy cow! It's been well over an hour.
Yeah, no, we're an hour and almost 7 minutes. Time flies when you're talking about rings that are letter A.
You're a. No, I'm not gonna say it.
What'd you call me?
I'm not gonna say it.
You want to wrap us up?
You got any shout outs before we go?
Why don't you go first?
Well, I'm going to shout out to the guys at Plattsmouth. I've talked about them a few times, but in the last couple weeks, the men at Plattsmouth helped with my degrees for the York Rite, which I got to finish up, and then the Master Mason the other night. Just every time I walk out of that lodge, I feel the love of those guys. I feel the camaraderie. It's a good place to be. So, guys at Plattsmouth, I really appreciate you for who you are.
Mine is going to go to the brethren at our lodge at Beehive. I think we're really pulling together for something special. I think we're headed in the right direction.
Very cool.
Obviously, baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day, and we're not. Not that our lodge really needed turned around, but it needed a little direction change. And I emphasize little. You know, baby steps are put a little sugar in, makes the medicine go down, right? And then what something Mary Poppins said? Spoonful of sugar?
I don't think those were the exact words, but okay. As far as events coming up, I do want to give one more plug. Nebraska One's 170th anniversary is coming up on October 3rd, Friday the October 3rd at 6 o'clock. We are hoping, it sounds like we're going to have the Grand Master of the state of Nebraska will be there, the Grand Historian Jim Cope. Both of those individuals have been on this show, so if you want to look at the past episodes and get caught up on them. And we will actually be there. We've confirmed it tonight. We will be there recording an episode. So if you would like to join us just for no other reason than to be in the peanut gallery and heckle us, you're more than welcome to show up. But again, starting at 6 o'clock on October 3rd.
Excellent. I have nothing for upcoming events.
Not until November.
Yeah, in November we're having our Veterans Dinner. That's quite a ways off yet.
All right. We'll talk about that then.
I guess keep maybe a save the date, kind of, was it November 8th?
Correct.
I think we're doing 6 o'clock.
I'd have to look at the calendar.
It can be a
for that.
full Italian dinner. We'll do salads. Each plate will have like a half portion of blackened chicken Alfredo and lasagna. Everything will be homemade. Haven't decided yet if we're doing garlic bread or breadsticks, but something along those lines. Something good for dessert.
Very good.
We have several speakers. We're going to have our Grand Master will be giving our invocation.
Cool.
So he will be there. We'll have the Director of Veterans Affairs for Omaha will be speaking. And also Congressman Don Bacon will be speaking.
And then two of those people are also, so it's to be the same Grand Master. But
Same
we've
Grand
also-
Master, and Congressman Bacon has been on the show.
Correct.
And then we will have a representative from the Corporal Dagan Page Foundation who will be the benefactor of all the proceeds from that dinner. They're going to get up and speak. And
The foundation will be, just to be clarified.
right.
You said the director would be there, and they're not going to be benefits. It would be the just
A
make
representative from the Corporal Dagan Page Foundation will be speaking.
Sure. And the foundation will be the benefactor.
Yes.
Yes. I know what you're saying. I'm just,
As long as you mean what I know, or I mean what you know.
yeah. You don't mean what I know. I know nothing, Jon Snow.
Who's Jon Snow?
No, we'll talk about it.
Okay. I think we're getting tired.
I think they're tired. They're all asleep.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, well, until next time, travel well, my brothers, and hopefully we're not as boring next time.
Travel well.
Travel well.